Ladies and gentlemen, it is my profound honor to introduce you to Robbi and Stuart Force, Taylor Force's parents.
Thank you. I'm glad the video was actually shown. It explains Taylor Force Act pretty well. The fact that Palestinian Authority rewards terrorism, the killing of innocent civilians, not just Israelis, but anybody that happens to be visiting Israel. To be honored this evening by a group that does so much to spread the truth about what is happening in the Mideast. It is truly an honor for Robbi and I to be recognized tonight. I wish Senator Graham was here. I'd like to tell Senator Graham's story that starts our whole journey. After we lost Taylor, we returned home after services in Lubbock, Texas, his hometown, and Nashville, Tennessee, home of Vanderbilt University, where he was a first-year MBA student after his Army service was completed. We received an email and then a phone call from a gentleman we didn't know, Mr. Sander Gerber from New York City, who's a successful and well-respected member of the financial community up there in New York. He first expressed his deepest condolences on the loss of Taylor, and then he asked if we'd like some more information on the circumstances that may have affected the attack. And we thanked him and we said, yes, we believe we can handle some information. He sent us the link to that video that you saw, the Palestinians celebrating our son's death. And he also sent us a link to actually sent the PDF of the Palestinian law, setting out in black and white the payment schedule for the acts of terror. The worse the crime, the more money the perpetrator, or if he or she is killed, the family. We were very upset, and when I spoke with Sander, he said, I'm upset, and I've spoken to Senator Graham, my good friend, about it, and he wants to do something. And Sander suggested, and usually when Sander suggests something, it's probably a good idea because he's a very, very intelligent, very aware person. So he suggested I talk to Senator Graham. I called the office and a few phone calls. Robbi and I found ourselves in Washington, D.C., September 28th. At a press conference to announce the introduction of legislation in the Senate to withhold aid to the Palestinian Authority until they stop paying terrorists, until they remove the actual written language in their laws, until they publicly disavow terrorist activities. And we didn't find out until the day before we left, sitting in the airport in Charleston, South Carolina, that the legislation was going to be called the Taylor Force Act. And when I got the phone call asking if all the arrangements were made and we're on our way, and Alice told us that, by the way, I don't want to blindside you, it will be called the Taylor Force Act. We were a little bit overcome in the airport. A few people were staring at us as we hugged and cried and got on the plane, came into D.C., and the next morning we went to Senator Graham's office. And he took Robbi and I in, just the three of us, explained the legislative procedure, what to expect at the press conference. And then he lowered his voice and looked at Robbi and I and said, "Stuart, Robbi, how are you really doing?" And we said, "Senator Graham, we think that Taylor is on deployment and that he'll be returning with his troops any day." And Senator Graham looked at us and said, "Stuart, Robbi, he is home. It's you who are on deployment, and you will be going home soon." I mention that because on our trip back to Charleston after the press conference and meeting some other legislators, Robbi and I talked about it, what he had said, and that put our lives going forward into perspective. And we have, with his guidance, with the guidance of Congressman Lamborn, Congressman Zeldin, their staff, and with the support, encouragement, and love of individuals, organizations throughout the country, we've been able to dedicate our deployment first to being there for our daughter Kristen, who is 3 years older than Taylor, best friends in the world. Sort of a side note, to show how close they were, Kristen's screensaver is a picture of Taylor and Kristen singing karaoke in a bar in New York at 3 in the morning. And I don't think too many people have that as their screensaver. But we have also dedicated the remainder of our deployment to the Taylor Force Act and following on with the Taylor Force Act to make sure that it actually becomes effective and makes a difference. People asked us where we found the strength after losing our son. We didn't find our strength. It was given to us. It was given to us by groups like AMET, CUFI, Christians United for Israel, people that we spoke with, met at synagogues, centers, community centers, churches throughout the country. They know, you know, right from wrong. And they know that the Taylor Force Act was right. And it was a real easy sell once you do the education and you let people know exactly what you're trying to achieve. So, one more thing. So with the remainder of our deployment, we'll continue our efforts because, not to be corny, but Taylor truly was a force for good in this world. At 28 years of age, he had accomplished his mission. He had made the world a better place for everybody he had met, his classmates, his Army buddies, the troops he led, everyone he came in contact with. They left a better person. Our goal is to be a force for good in honor of Taylor, and hopefully no other family will have to go through what the Force family has gone through. We appreciate all your support throughout the last several years, and we look forward to seeing you in the future as we go forward. Thank you. Robbi?
I'm not a speaker, but two things. Sarah was with us first press conference. Sarah was there. Always. Sarah was there. But this is about pay for slay. The Palestinian paying to be martyrs. This is what it's truly about. is stopping the payment to terrorists.
Thank you.